John, everybody, this is Nick with MagicalNewsLIVE here. I would like to welcome everyone to this live stream. If you are new to our channel, please be sure to subscribe and like our stream, and also leave a comment if you're watching the replay. This is a Magicast, and on our Magicast, we talk about what's going on in Disney news. So we can't wait to talk about the magic with you in the current Disney news. If you are coming in our stream, definitely be sure to say hi, and leave a like and a thumbs up and all that good stuff. For sure. Isaac, welcome. Our Theme Life, welcome. A Disney Life for me. Drop by to like. That's awesome. Thank you. Disney Days, welcome. Yes, so our Magicasts, we bring the Disney news to you, and the cool thing about the Magicasts now, which I'm really looking forward to, is how we can, people watching the replays, so for those of you watching the replay, you can hear this, you can look at the chat now and see what everybody has to say about the Disney news, so I kind of find that really cool. Little Oz Laurel, good morning from Australia. Good morning. Welcome. Tom's Ever After, Jumbo, welcome. Disney Life for me, hey, our theme, like, yeah. So, we'll wait for a few people to come in here, and then we'll get started. So definitely be sure to say hi to everyone in the chat. And, one thing about our Magicasts I do want to let everyone know, our Magicasts are, clean and drama-free. What I mean by that is if we're talking about kind of a controversial Disney topic, like there's no like fighting in the chat or anything like that, so just something to tell you guys about. I'm sure many of you know that. Yeah, everyone's saying hey to each other. That's awesome. Yes, we have a few things to talk about tonight. One of the major things we're going to be talking about is the resort parking. The overnight parking has been a big topic in the Disney news lately, so we're going to be talking about that tonight. But we'll wait for a few more people to get in here, and then we will get started. Geeked Getaways says, hey Nick, I'm just at work, so I can't chat, but I'm listening in. Left you a big like. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And check out their channel too. They're a partner channel of ours, as well as Tom's Ever After and Our Theme Life who are in the chat. Ben at Geeked Getaways says, hey Nick, Daphne, Mike, and Jen. Hey Ben, welcome. So I think we are going to get started. For those of you coming in, if anybody asks what we're talking about when they come in, you can basically just tell them what we're talking about. So we are going to be talking about the resort park, overnight parking. There's been a lot of controversial talk about the overnight parking and if it's good or bad or anything like that. I've been hearing personally on other streams and different things like that, where people have been saying they're actually making complaints to Disney, which I'm not really going to state my opinion on making complaints to Disney, but you know, I will share my opinion on the overnight parking at the end, but I am going to ask you guys to hold your questions and comments until the end, because I'm going to have a little part of the stream where I will open it up to you guys. Also, I will kind of allow you guys to be talking about some other different topics at the end of when I talk about the parking. And I'm just going to say hi to a few more people before I begin. Tiny Goldilocks, welcome. Chrissy Tina, Mouse Joy, and Big Bear, welcome. Alright, so I do want to kind of give a little bit of the background on the overnight parking for those of you who not know. And we're talking about Walt Disney World right now. And a little kind of background about the parking. There are fees for parking overnight at the Walt Disney World Resorts. It is $13 per night at the Value Resorts, $19 per night at the Moderate Resorts, $24 a night at the Deluxe Resorts, and the Deluxe Villa Resorts. And according to different sources, DVC members do not have to pay these fees, which that is just from what I am understanding. I don't know too much about DVC, but from what I am understanding, that is a rumor. If someone in the chat knows if that's true or not, they can say that. But DVC, I do kind of find that with DVC kind of a plus. I like how Disney is making it where you can, like, basically what they're saying is you can become a DVC member. You don't have to pay the overnight parking. I kind of find that a little bit of a plus with kind of that, some of that stuff. I do kind of find that is a plus, and that, you know, it's kind of a perk for the DVC members. And it's kind of, I guess, increasing the population, if you want to call it, at the different resorts. Like, for example, the value resorts are $13 a night, and the deluxe resorts are $24 a night. You can see there's a little bit of a price difference there. So people who usually stay at deluxe resorts or are on a strict vacation budget might say, we're going to stay at a value resort now, because we don't have that type of money, or we're on a very strict budget, which many people, and I've been on different streams and different things like that, many people have been saying they are changing up their trip now. They're changing up their what they're doing for their trip just because of these changes. So just something to also think about. Another thing about the resort overnight parking is, you know, I kind of backtracking off of what I think. I kind of see it as, because Disney does have many projects they're working on right now. They're working on their Skyliner, their gondolas. They're working on supposedly the Main Street Theater, but I don't know if that's confirmed to be canceled or not. I know they were talking about that a little bit. And Disney is working on, you know, all these projects. The Disney Riviera and Star Wars resorts, and even the Toy Story Land, Star Wars Land. So it could be that Disney needs kind of a boost in pricing, and they need a boost in, they kind of need a boost in this. And by the way, for anybody who's wondering if this is confirmed or not, this is a rumor. It is confirmed that this is true for overnight parking. And my view on it, one of my views on it is, we do fly, and we do fly down to Disney. We're in New Jersey, and we use the transportation, the Disney transportation. So it doesn't really, I mean, if you're on a strict, like a really strict vacation budget, and you're like, we can only spend X amount of dollars, and this is going over, like, tremendously, then I would kind of rethink what you're doing. But for many, from what I've been seeing, many people have been complaining about it. Many people really have. And, it's just something where Disney is just, I don't know if they're trying to make more money for their projects, as we talk about, their Toy Story Land, their Star Wars Land, and all that different stuff, or if they're trying to just, I guess, take money away from guests or something like that. But how I see it as, and I know many other people have said this, people will keep going to Disney. I will keep going to Disney. Many people will keep going to Disney. It's not going to really, I've heard many people say, I'll pay a few extra bucks to go to Disney. And I have heard a few people say, we're not going to go to Disney anymore, which I'm not sure about that, but, you know, it's kind of your choice in a way, whether you want to go to Disney, don't want to go to Disney. If you like the overnight parking, don't like it. If you want to pay the few extra dollars, if you don't want to pay it. So yeah, it's just something to think about. And the again, for you guys, the prices for the overnight parking, it's $13 per night at value resorts, $19 a night at moderate resorts, and $24 a night at deluxe and deluxe villa resorts. So you can kind of tell, because there's a difference between value, moderate, and deluxe. Deluxe is where, you know, they're kind of higher, fancy resorts, and the value are kind of like if you're on a strict budget or something like that. So I kind of do see how Disney is making it like you're paying this amount of dollars for value, this amount for moderate, this amount for deluxe, and I kind of do see that. So I will kind of open up the floor to you guys in a minute about this, but I do want to say hi real quick to a few people that came in. Isaac, welcome. I didn't say hi to you. Arjon's, Clash of Clans, God. Yeah, I think that's everybody who came in. Happiness and Sweet Tea. Yeah, so it is definitely something that I know many people are not liking. Some people are liking. It's kind of like a debate in the Disney world. Sort of. It really is. And many people, aren't liking it. Some people like it, some people don't. So, yeah, it is just something to think about. And I'm going to ask as well, if you asked a question in the chat, I probably didn't see it, or I might have seen it. I will answer questions at the end, and I will take your opinions at the end. The only thing about your opinions and questions is that let's try to keep it a little family stream friendly in a way, you know what I mean? Because we don't want, like, fist fighting in the chat, you know what I mean? So, and this, I think the date was March 21st, or the 20th. It was something in the March 20s. I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, and I think it was all new resort reservations. So if you booked your vacation last July, for example, and your trip, you booked a trip for March, or let's say April 14th, just a random date, I do believe you do not have to pay the overnight parking, as far as I'm concerned. And someone in the chat, again, when I take your questions and comments and all that, can correct me if I am wrong, but I believe that is what we are seeing. So, yeah, that has been a big, kind of topic in the Disney news world. And these Magicast streams, those of you who have never been in one or just don't know what it is, the Magicast streams are designed to bring you the Walt Disney World news kind of live, so maybe you forget about one of my videos, you can kind of come in, and also you can kind of chat along with me, and I can hear your thoughts versus when we're not talking, like I'm not talking live and in the chat. So I do for a minute, and then I'm going to go back to me talking about it, because, yeah, I'm going to go back to myself talking about it in a minute. I want to hear your opinions or questions on the overnight parking, and I'm going to if I don't know the answer to a question, because I'm not a genius, I don't know the answer to everything, someone in the chat might be able to help, or you can look it up online or something like that. But feel free to ask some questions. I did see some questions in the chat, so I'm going to go back to those in 1 minute. I'm going to go back to those right now. Mouse Joy said, is the parking fee only for those guests parking their cars at the resort? Yes, it's only at resorts currently, I believe. Thomas Raptor, from what I understand, these charges are being applied to new reservations scheduled after March 20th. Is that correct? It was after a certain date. It might have been the 20th or 21st or 22nd, something like that. I know it's really close to right now, and your date might have been right, Daphne, but yes, it's to all new reservations. So, as I said before, if you made a reservation on, I don't know, if you made a reservation back in July and you had a reservation and you booked for May 23rd, let's say, you don't have to pay those overnight parking fees. And WALTWINS, welcome. They're a partner channel, so definitely check them out. Disneyland for me, your random date is Alex's birthday. That's awesome. Ben says, this affects daytime parking as well. I do not believe it affects daytime parking because, as we've been seeing everywhere, it's saying overnight parking, and we do not park at Disney World, so I'm not sure if there are daily parking fees at the moment. Someone in the chat might be able to answer that who does park at Disney World at the resorts. And by the way, we are talking about the parking at the resorts. So Mickey Travels says, hi, Mickey Travels can help answer parking questions. Yes, Mickey Travels is a Disney travel agency, and they have over 100 authorized Disney vacation planner agents. So I highly encourage you, if you're looking for a travel agent, to check them out. So yeah, if you do have any questions or comments or anything like that, you can, again, post it up here in the chat. There's no daytime parking fees at resorts, only overnight parking fees. Yeah, so there are no daytime fees for Ben that you were asking. It's only overnight. So I'm not sure what the time slot is, what time Disney's considering your overnight parking time starts and what time it ends. But I do know that's... Yeah, I do hear that it's overnight. I'm not sure the time slot. Arjon's, I'm mad about the new fee, so I'm never going back to Disney. Very funny, Richard. Yeah, so it has been kind of a hot topic in the Disney news lately, and I know many people are mad about the topic or upset about the topic, or many people do have different thoughts. I've seen different videos on it and different things like that. If you guys do want to post your opinions on it in the chat, if you like the new fees, don't like the new fees, if you kind of what you feel about that. Let's go back to the You Speak, because that's what we're on right now. WALTWINS says, yes, it's one of the things that has really turned us off to Disney. Love the parks, but they keep raising and adding fees. Hard to swallow when they continue to beat profit margins. Yeah, and for those of you who are annual pass holders, let's say, or something like that, and park in the TTC, and assuming your annual pass includes the parking, this is not for annual pass holders. If your annual pass includes the parking at the TTC, because this is for resorts. And first of all, the image up here, you can see right here, is a TT. I believe this is a TTC, but I was looking on the internet for about half hour for a resort parking image, and I could not find a single one. No joke. So, unless I was looking on a weird website. But yeah, it has been kind of a hot topic in Disney news lately, and many people do have good things about it, bad things about it. I've seen people who do not care, either because they don't go to Disney or they just don't care or act in my life. I haven't heard of the fees, but this is interesting. I don't love it, but I can see how it affects the Disney community, especially the customers. Yeah, it has really affected people, and I've been on live streams where people have said, we're not going to Disney, or we have to change our dates now, because there are families and people who are on strict budgets, and they can't go to Disney all that often. They can only go every 2 years or something like that, and they're on like a really strict budget, and they can't even these overnight parking fees are you know, affecting a lot of people. Thomas Director, I'm disappointed because it's quite high, and this was a huge perk to stay on property. It was, and it was a huge perk for those staying on property. And I have seen people in live streams that have said we're staying off property now, which, you know, I truly believe in staying on property. We do, and I love staying on property. And as Daphne from Thomas Ever After said, it is a huge perk. It really is. It's a huge perk to staying on property. And there's a lot of perks for staying on property, which, believe me, there's a ton, and I love many of the Disney perks, but this was a huge perk. And it's has really upsetted many people. It really has. So yeah, it has upsetted many people. So yeah, it's just kind of something to take into account and kind of think about. And it has gotten in a lot of people's heads. Are we going to continue to go to Disney? Are we not? Are we going to go to SeaWorld from now on, or Universal from now on, or what are we going to do? Yeah, it's just kind of something to think about. And again, as I said before, if you're on a strict budget, it kind of now has to add in there. This parking has to kind of slip in there versus the huge perk to staying overnight and staying, not having to pay anything. And that was kind of a, it was a good perk. And I've seen it's been upsetting for a ton of people. It really has. It's been upsetting for a ton of people. And then there are some of those, who don't really care about it. Road Trip Day says, hey guys, sounds like you're discussing my huge pet peeve with Disney right now. I'm just checking in, but I gotta leave. Just hello. Such Jumbo, your new format looks great, Nick. Thank you, Road Trip Dave. Check him out too. He actually did a live stream on this topic, Road Trip Dave. So if you're kind of curious about more about the topic, Road Trip Dave did a kind of a little overview on the topic. Okay. So yeah, if you guys have any opinions or thoughts or something like that on the overnight parking, definitely put it in the chat. And this is kind of something I'm trying to promote in the MagicalNewsLIVE channel. If you look up here, there's a hashtag. It's called #YouSpeak. Because when I say, because there are times where I do want to talk and I kind of want to share my opinions and things like that, you can speak and you can kind of, really speak out about your opinion or say, I love this or I hate this or something like that. So if you guys definitely have any opinions, be sure to put those in the chat. I think I missed the beginning. How much are Disney charging? How much is Disney charging with the parking fees? So let's take a look. So there's different levels, I guess you would call it, a resort. So there's a value resort, moderate resort, and a deluxe resort. And generally the room rates kind of, for those resorts, value is kind of lower room rates and deluxe is higher. So if you want to stay at a value resort, the overnight parking charge is $13, that's $13 per night. $13 per night. It is $19 per night, that's $19 at moderate resorts, and $24 at deluxe and deluxe villa resorts. And from what I've been hearing, and I'm not sure because I'm not a DVC member, DVC members do not have to pay for this. I'm not sure if that's true or not. If any of you guys do know that, you can feel free to put that in the chat. I'm not sure if DVC members have to pay or not, but So yeah, 13 value, 19 moderate, and 24 for deluxe. Thomas ever after, thank you for the discussion, Nick. This is great information. Yeah, I definitely, that's why I love doing these Magicasts. It's a live stream. I can kind of hear your opinions. And also, hear what you guys have to say about it. That's true, DVC don't pay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I think Disney's kind of doing something with that. They're saying, well, these people who are not DVC members or not annual pass holders and are just coming to Disney, let's make them pay. And the people who are DVC members, they'll say, they're already Disney Vacation Club members. We'll give them a perk, and they don't have to pay or anything like that. So I think Disney is definitely doing something with that and kind of making something out of that. But I do like what Disney is doing with that for sure. How they are letting DVC members not pay, which I guess is kind of good for the DVC members. And that might, what Disney's doing, they might try to lure you in to becoming a DVC member. And then you don't have to worry about the parking fees. But again, if you are on a stricter type budget, then it's hard for some people. It definitely is. So, Viapree Project's in here. Hey fam, I'm driving and listening. Welcome Viapree Project. They are a partner channel of ours. I highly encourage you to go check them out. They are an awesome channel, family friendly, and all that sort of stuff. And many of the other channels in here, as far as I'm concerned, because I haven't checked all of them out, are family friendly. I know most of them are at least. So, yeah, so I would definitely love to hear your thoughts and opinions if you have any more about that for sure. So here we go. Let's come back here one more time. Thompson Rafter, here's my frustration. We've driven several times and have stayed off and on property. The parking savings was an added benefit to staying on property, and having a car is convenient. Yeah, that's because I highly agree with what Daphne's saying. I'm sure many people, Daphne, can relate to what you're saying. We had so many bus issues in December and paid a lot for Uber. I wish I had my car. Yeah, that's something with the Disney transportation, how they do have a lot of issues, and they do break down, and it can cause you to be late for your Fast Pass or your something like that. It can cause you to be late. And I think many people who, now, granted, it's overnight parking, and when I don't think anybody's going to go I don't think anybody's trying to, go to a park at 2 in the morning, but still. And again, I'm not sure what time these parking fees are starting. If it's going to be like overnight parking starting at 6 p.m., if it's 12 at night, if it, I'm not sure the time. But it is something that a lot of people are kind of getting upset about. And what Daphne's saying, the bus issues, and that does cause many people to be late, the bus issues, which I can talk about at a different time more in depth. But the bus issues cause people to be late for dinner reservations or dining reservations. And for example, if you watch Thomas Ever After's latest vlog, they were going to Narcoossee's, and I believe they had a bus issue, so they were, I think, a little late. And that's what Disney's doing. So I think they should have kept it the way it was. I think it was good for many people, but at the same time, as I said before, I think they either need more money or they want more money for their new projects, like their Toy Story Land, Star Wars Land, and all that sort of stuff. So I think Disney definitely has something to do about that. And we will come back to this in a minute, but I do have another kind of topic to go over. it's not that much Disney news, and by Disney news, I mean, like, it's, like, groundbreaking, like, nobody's heard of it. It's not that much new. It's been said many times in many places, but I just kind of want to review it for some people. I just want to kind of fill in some people about something. Thomas, after an hour late for our reservation, would have been late but paid for an Uber. Yeah. That's like, for example, I'll give you guys an example real quick. In our August trip in Disney, August of 2017, we were in Disney with 14 people, and I think 15 or something like that, I don't know, but it was 14 to 15, something like that, and a group of the people, not me, a group of the people had a fast pass for the Flight of Passage, and they've never been on it, so they didn't know what it was or anything like that. And that fast pass was for, I believe, like, let's pretend it's 8:45. I don't know the exact time. The bus broke down. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, someone hit the back of the bus. And they were not on time, but Disney was nice and they let them on the ride. But still, I think that's a kind of a tip to having your own car, which, you know. Steph Say Off, welcome, Steph. Jumbo. So I want to kind of move into something a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of review this. It's not necessarily new breaking news, but I do kind of want to review it a little bit. And I'm not sure what scene it is, because I never, yeah. I think it's scene 3. Let's see. Oh, it is. Okay, good. So we're going to talk about Toy Story Land just a little bit. Oh, I need to move myself over. Okay. We're going to talk about Toy Story Land just a little bit, because there are, you know, some things in Toy Story Land that some people do not understand about the land. They don't know what's in the land or anything like that. So over here, you can see Slinky Dog, and this is a new ride in Toy Story Land called Slinky Dog Dash, and I'm going to talk to you guys about that in a minute. So let me pull up what I have written here. So I'm going to explain a little bit about the land for you guys, and this is kind of, many of you who are big Disney people know about this already, but I also do want to give one piece of news about Toy Story Land, also, that I don't think many people know, and for those of you who are annual pass holders to Disney and love Hollywood Studios, stick around for this, because you are going to thank me that you knew this, because I don't think anybody has announced this yet. It's not like groundbreaking Disney news, but, you know, it's something that I don't think many people have announced. So the first things first, guests that enter the land. When you enter the land, you're going to be shrunk down to the size of one of Andy's toys. And you're going to kind of be in Andy's backyard, and you're just be surrounded by grass and these plants and different things like that. Woody is going to be in the front of the land to greet you. So, in Toy Story Mania, the entrance to the ride is currently undergoing refurbishment for Toy Story Land's opening. So, in the queue, and I'm reading this from what I have written, you will go under and over and next to all the toys and make up what Andy calls the carnival under his bed. While you head to Andy's bedroom, play the awesome Toy Story Mania game. So from what we're seeing here, Andy has a game called Toy Story Mania. When Toy Story Mania is the ride in Toy Story Land. So I guess Andy has a game called Toy Story Mania, and I guess it's kind of like what you're actually doing on the ride. So across the street from Toy Story Mania, and that's what we're seeing. I guess it's going to be across the street. I'm not sure if that's true or not. That's what I've heard from different sources. Will be the Alien Swirling Saucers ride. And here's what Disney was saying about it. The Pizza Planet Toys-themed ride. It features dozens of little green aliens spinning through the universe. Through the universe of Pepperomia. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I did not. And you, the guest, along with the exciting ride, and you are the guests with the exciting ride. Guests will be in their own toy rockets passing through the ultimate space universe. And then, of course, you can see Slinky Dog behind me. Slinky Dog Dash is going to be one of the highlights. Riders of the roller coaster will get to explore Andy's imagination firsthand. Andy uses new and old toys alike to build a coaster that takes guests on a tour of his entire backyard. So it's kind of like the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover, how you're getting a tour of his backyard. And I find that really cool. You can kind of get a tour of his backyard and different things like that. It's kind of, I relate it to Tomorrowland Transit Authority or TTA People Mover in Magic Kingdom, where you get a tour of Tomorrowland, except I'm kind of relating it to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. That's kind of what I'm thinking it as. And then for eating in the land, I have been hearing a lot of different talk about the Lunchbox restaurant. I've been hearing it called Andy's Lunchbox, Woody's Lunchbox, Jesse's Lunchbox. I believe it's Woody's Lunchbox. That's what I've heard from Disney and on their websites. I'm seeing websites that are saying Andy's. I am 99.9% positive it's Woody's Lunchbox. So I'm not sure why I'm hearing Andy's Lunchbox all over the place. If anybody in the stream is watching and they work for Disney, you can tell me in the chat. But so the place to eat in Toy Story Land is called Woody's Lunchbox. Guests will dine in Andy's vintage wooden rounded lunchbox. Guests will dine alongside the guests will dine and all of Andy's food, and you can eat all of Andy's food that he eats for lunch. Guests will also order their food through Tupperware windows, apparently. That's what they're saying. So there's Tupperware windows, and it's kind of like a lunchbox theme. And Disney's partnering with Mini Baby Bell, which is that, I believe, the cheese, to bring you that in the land. So you're kind of going to eat the food that Andy has in his lunchbox. So I kind of find really cool how they're kind of making you, like, kind of be Andy almost with that restaurant in a way. Alright, let's see. So I am going to, again, open up the chat to you guys. If you have any comments about Toy Story Land, if you like it, if you are really excited about it, don't like the land, if you absolutely hate it, anything like that. If you guys have any comments about Toy Story Land, you can let me know. And Toy Story Land is scheduled to open June 30th, 2018. And we are very excited about that, and look forward to bringing you some footage from Toy Story Land. So, yeah, and there might be annual pass holder preview dates or soft opening, but we have not heard anything confirmed by Disney for that. Which my guess is they might have a little soft opening or annual pass holder preview dates, but June 30th is the opening day of the scheduled, at least, opening day of Toy Story Land in Walt Disney World's Hollywood Studios, and that was confirmed by Disney a long time ago, for those of you not here. So, if you're wondering if I'm lying or not, that is confirmed. Acting My Life says, honestly, I'm so excited for Toy Story Land. I am very excited, too. Viapree says, great stream, Nick. I'm bummed about the parking prices. Yeah, that's, which we'll go back to that in a few minutes if you guys want. But it's, the thing is, if you, like, are an annual pass holder and, I don't know, you go to Disney every week, but you stay at a resort every week, just making up an example, it's a very bad thing for you. It really is, that you have to pay. Let's say you go to Disney once a week, and let's say you go every, I don't know, Tuesday every week, let's say, and you stay in the Polynesian every Tuesday night into Wednesday. and you park your car there, you're paying $24 every Tuesday night. Yeah, you're paying $24 every Tuesday night. Just making up the Tuesday, by the way, but still. And you know how much money, if you're paying $24 and you stay at Disney every single week, and you're using that overnight parking every single week, I'm calculating it right now, you're paying $1,248. Now that is a lot of money. In the Disney world, staying at Disney, that's for parking. For parking your car overnight, that's a ton of money. It really is. And granted, this I'm talking about a deluxe resort here, but let's say, again, we'll make up a random person, random name here. Susie stays at the Polynesian every Tuesday night, and she leaves every Wednesday morning or every Wednesday at 12. So she stays at the Polynesian from 4 p.m. Tuesday to Wednesday at 12. And she stays at the Polynesian every single week, even during holidays and everything like that. It's over 52 weeks, and it's $24 for the deluxe parking. She's paying $1,248 for parking overnight. That's not the room. That's not if she buys lunch or dinner at the resort. That's just the parking. And that is a lot of money for parking, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that. $1,248. If you were to stay at Disney every single week and pay that overnight parking every week of the year, if you think that's a lot of money, because it really is. And people are saying the $24 is just cheap. It's it's just one night and it's $24. If you're staying at Disney one night in the year, okay, then maybe you'll pay the $24. But when you're 1,000, I think it's a 248. Yeah, 1,248. You're paying $1,248, and I don't think anybody's staying at a resort every single Tuesday night into Wednesday, or it could be any day. I'm just saying Tuesday into Wednesday. I don't think anybody's staying at a resort, a deluxe resort, every single night for a week when they live in Florida. But just an example, I think that's a lot of money, and that's definitely something that people are I think that's what a lot of people are kind of going for. Jen from Our Theme Life is in here. Welcome, Jen. And Jen from Our Theme Life is a travel agent with Mickey Travels. My parents do own the business Mickey Travels, so that's kind of cool. Acting My Life says, wow, it's a lot. It really is. $1,248. Now, I'm not sure who's staying at Disney for every single week and paying that overnight parking, but that's like kind of a lot of money for the parking, not for your dining, not for buying a quick snack in yeah. Welcome, Avery. Thanks for stopping in. See you later, Steph. Thanks for stopping in. Disneyland for me, just to park your car. I'd rather spend it on a Dole Whip. I would rather spend it on a Dole Whip, too. I highly agree. I would rather spend it on a Dole Whip. I mean, I guess, and I'm not sure. Someone in the chat can tell me. I'm not sure, and I'm still in Toy Story Land. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. I'm not sure what the parking is at the TTC. I'm not sure how much that is, and if you have to park overnight, how much it is overnight at the TTC, but I wouldn't much, like, you could get an Uber, I guess, but that would be a lot of money. What I would do is, if I'm, especially staying at the Polynesian, and if I'm not sure if the TTC parking overnight is free or not, I would just park at the TTC and walk, because it's not that far of a walk from the TTC to the Polynesian. It really isn't. Acting My Life says, I'm afraid I have to go as well. It's nearly 11:15 in the UK. And I got work tomorrow. Wonderful live stream as always. Isaac, take care, and everyone, stay safe in the snow. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And Avery said, I don't like these new overnight parking fees that they just implemented. Yeah, I don't like it either. We don't park, so it doesn't bother me, but still, it's kind of, for those who are on a very strict vacation budget, it's kind of like bad for them. So it's definitely something that, you have to kind of incorporate into your budget now. And again, Disney does have their different projects. They have their they still have their different projects. They have their Guardians of the Galaxy, their Ratatouille, their Toy Story Land, Star Wars Land. So I guess it's definitely good for Disney. They need to they're getting that money for their projects. I'm not sure where exactly the money's going to, if it's going towards the project or if it's going towards the Walt Disney Company or what it's going towards, but our theme life, it's still about $22 a day to park at the TTC, so either way you have to pay to park. Okay, we've never parked at the TTC, so I didn't know, but Mike says, what if you were to rent a car? That's a good question. If you were to rent a car, I think you still need to pay to park that overnight at the resort. I believe, yeah, you would still need to pay overnight to park that. That's a very good question. I think regardless if it's a rental car or your own car or anything like that, I would believe that you would still have to pay for that. Not fun. Yeah, it's not fun at all. Yeah, it's not fun at all. Still pay to park. Yeah. So you still have to pay to park, which, if you're a millionaire or something like that, like if you're a millionaire and you have trillions of dollars to spend on anything, then you have no problem just spending on the parking. But there are the people who are on the strict budgets, and they are mad and furious about this. So, hey, Dennis says, I need to book 2 more days for a short vacation, but no rooms available. Can your parents work some magic? Just a room because I'm an annual pass holder. Hey, Dennis, you can message me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at MagicalNewsLIVE. It's the same as the username for the channel, at MagicalNewsLIVE. And talk to me there, because it's much easier to talk kind of one-on-one versus on a stream for that. But we can definitely look into that for you. Hey, Dennis, absolutely. Isaac says, so everyone, I apologize for the technical issues we had for the Happily Ever After fireworks, but we had a great time. If you missed James's live stream, you can check it out on his channel, All Central Florida. Yeah. And when I'm done, which I'm going to be done in a few minutes, James is live streaming on All Central Florida. He's in Epcot right now, so if you want to go check that out for sure. And for those of you watching the replay, I really appreciate you, taking the time to listen and hearing us talk about a little bit about Toy Story Land, just kind of a review of it. There's nothing too much about that. And the parking. And if you are, if you do want, you can leave a thumbs up on the stream and let me know you like the stream, that you appreciate what I do, because it does let me know that you guys like what I'm doing, which is really great. Yeah, and a few channels streaming this weekend, because I always do like to tell you guys who is streaming. Viapree Project will be live with Sessions on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Resort TV 1 will be live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Our Theme Life will be live Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And I'm not sure who else is streaming this weekend, so you'll get notified if you have your bell on. But I am not streaming this Saturday. We do have a change to my stream schedule. So I'm not streaming this Saturday. I'm going to stream next Saturday. Yes, so a week from Saturday I will be streaming next. And I will be opening mail. I know I have mail at the P.O. box, which I have to go check tomorrow or over the weekend or sometime. So, yeah, well, I thank everyone for coming on. I really appreciate it. And we're going to end here in just a few minutes. If you guys have any last comments for me, you can definitely be sure to leave them or leave a comment for sure. And for those of you watching the replay, you can actually see the replay of the chat in the, once the stream's done, and the stream's done processing, you can see the replay of the chat, so you can kind of get, know a little bit about that. Mike, I cannot put a Haunted Mansion background up right now. I will try to have it up when I stream next, as long as it's not a Magicast, because for Magicast, I like to have what I'm using on the background. And for my next stream, I might even be, by the mail board, because I did get new mail that I want to kind of show everyone, so I might not even be by the green screen. But for the Magicast, I think I will use the green screen. Alpha Traveler, welcome. I'm good. How are you? Thomas Rafter says this was a great stream. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Daphne. Yeah, really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Rachel and Rachel's going to be with Josh and Jenna tomorrow night, which is really kind of cool. So, yeah, well, I want to thank everyone for coming on here again. I highly encourage you guys to check out our partner channels. We're going to switch over to the castle just because we're kind of done with the parking. But I want to encourage you guys to check out our partner channels, Our Theme Life, Resort TV 1, the WALTWINS, Viapree Project, J.P.L Studios, Thomas Ever After, and Geeked, Getaways. Please take the time to check out our Patreon supporters, R. Johns and Dreamers Empire. If you want to support us on Patreon, which you never have to, it's just an optional thing. If you want to thank me for what I do, that is patreon.com/MagicalNewsLIve. So I do want to, again, thank everyone for coming on. Alright. So I think that's going to end our stream here. As we say goodbye, everyone, we say Kwaherini, which is go well in Swahili, and we say Jambo in Swahili, so Jambo and Kwaherini. So Kwaherini, everyone, thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to check out some other videos on our channel. Our recent video was an Asia video. Asia and the Animal Kingdom will walk through. We are thinking to have a video up tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what time. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be Saturday or Sunday, because I'm not sure exactly. And I do want to establish a video schedule. I'm just juggling like a million things, so I'm not sure when I can schedule stuff. But I am going to really soon establish a schedule where I can tell you I'm streaming. Videos going to be uploaded this time or this time, like different things like that. So, and be sure, if you're not getting notified, turn your bell off and back on. Just kind of a little housekeeping for you. So, I think that's it, everyone. So, let me just see if there's any last comments. Alright. So, hope you all have a great day. Resort TV 1 will be live streaming next, or tomorrow night at 6 p.m. There's the next stream that I know is happening. So, Kwaherini, have a magical day, everyone, and remember to keep the magic alive. Take care.